Hello, my name is Taylor Entrigan, and today me and my partner will be discussing the negative of legalizing marijuana. So Prop 64 bans marijuana while driving, which is a good thing, because according to NYLN, weed is one of the most prevalent illegal drugs found in fatally injured and impaired drivers. And the reason for that is because weed is, according to the FDA, a drug. It impairs perception. And the problem with that is that not only does it impair perception, but it's a gateway drug. And what gateway drugs are is that they are minor drugs that have lesser effects, but by doing them, people become more accustomed to doing sort of taboo activities. And in fact, according to Robert DuPont at procon.org, people who are addicted to marijuana are 3 times more likely to be addicted to heroin, which is obviously not a harmless drug. And as well, marijuana is positively correlated with alcohol use and cigarette use, which are legal, however, they lower lifespans. And a problem with legalizing a gateway drug is that, again, according to Mr. DuPont, legalization increases availability of drugs and acceptability of its use, which means we look for even more dangerous gateway drugs. And as well, legalizing marijuana sends a message, because it has been a drug since 1930s. According to legalizationofmarijuana.com, legalizing the drug will send a message to children that drug use is acceptable. And according to youth and tobacco use, 90% of tobacco smokers begin before the age of 19, which means that basically people who are smoking begin early, which is to say that having a 21 years of age limit is not stopping people from beginning early and getting addicted early, and it's teaching the younger kids that it's okay to do this. Now, there was a claim that there is a tax revenue gain from legalizing marijuana, and in Colorado they found that, according to taxfoundation.org, an article written by Gavin Eakins, Colorado found that taxes above the rate of 30% do not have a positive impact on the black market, which is to say that taxes on the drugs are so high once they get above 30%, people choose the black market over because they're cheaper. And as well, he wrote that when businesses operate in the black market, there is a considerable loss of tax revenue to federal, state, and local governments. So the higher the taxes are, the more you push people towards other illegal means, and you end up with even less revenue than even projected. Now, there was a small argument at the end that there are medical uses to marijuana. However, according to Dr. Stuart Gitla, again at procolumn.org, there really is no such thing as medical marijuana. He writes that for nearly all conditions for which marijuana has purported benefits, we already have existing medications, safe medications, demonstrated to have value. So it might help you with the painkillers, but again, there are existing painkillers that are less dangerous. He writes that some of the side effects of marijuana are apathy, lost productivity, addictive disease, deterioration in intellectual function, motor vehicle accidents, and psychosis, which add up to a pretty big list of side effects. As well, going back to the tax rate for a moment, as the tax rate is projected to be 50%, and that will push people towards black markets, there's actually another way to get marijuana cheaper and avoid taxes. According to Joseph Henchman, again at taxfoundation.org, in Colorado, medical marijuana purchases are subject to only state and local taxes, a tax rate 1/3 of the imposed on retail marijuana. So people will use loopholes to get through the taxes. And an even bigger loophole, one that doesn't give any taxes, according to, again, Joseph Henchman, is that people have been avoiding their tax liability through marijuana delivery services, which is not considered selling, and instead they ask for donations for delivering marijuana. So it's effectively still the same industry, but they get through without any taxes. And there was a comment that it reduces the violent crime rate. However, it increases burglaries by 8% on the new industry, the marijuana industry, the dispensaries. And again, according to Joseph Hensman, the number of states that have the same demand for marijuana as Colorado and Washington, the two states that legalized it originally during this test, less than half the or more than half the states have less than 20% of the demand for marijuana. So a large part of the demand of marijuana and the tax revenue that they can get from it has already been exploited. And as well, the problem with allowing it for everyday use is that the impaired perception, or the impaired perception causes additional problems that are, while it's not technically available for smoking in public use, people do have less acceptable behavior in public due to the impaired judgment provided by medical or regular marijuana as recreational use. Thank you.
Question.